Hello, English 576 students. Let's take a look at the new calendar. So this will be the layout for the calendars. There'll be actually more than one because we're starting and finishing a unit this week on Native American writing, and then we'll shift into a unit on New England writing, which will be the final unit in the course, and that covers 2 weeks and actually 3 weeks of time, but we don't have to get into that at the moment. So the new calendar is quite a bit different because it is not a calendar that turns on the face-to-face meeting once a week on Wednesday night. So as I said in a video that I posted on Oaks on the 17th, a couple of you may have seen, the calendar from here on out is going to be a weekly calendar, to some extent also determined by unit, where assignments will open up on Monday, at midnight on Monday, midnight Sunday, whichever way you put it, 12 a.m. on Monday. Things will go online and be available for you to do certain activities and such. So let me show you how the calendar is laid out. I put a description of the unit at the top, some unit learning outcomes underneath that. Two columns. On the left, a read and watch column, and on the right, a do and complete column. The read and watch column, let's look at that. So there are obviously readings that you'll need to do. You're familiar with that. There are things you're going to need to watch too, because instead of being there to present this information myself, I have set up video intros for the writers and for concept in one case as well. So, on the left-hand column, that was probably really loud when I said so, sorry about that. On the left-hand column, you get the full list of everything that needs to be read in this unit, which means everything that's going to be read between Monday the 23rd and Sunday the 29th. So for the 7 days starting tomorrow. So there's the full list, and you can go ahead and already be reading these things the minute it opens up. In other words, I don't tell you when these things need to be done, but you'll figure out that there is a kind of due date for them because there are activities associated with them. So there it is. I've tried to give you, and I have given you, not just tried, but page numbers for all of the assignments so you know how many pages you're facing, and minute and second counts. It's down to the second, I guess, for videos. So for instance, you'll see in the first reading, which is an added reading, but it's necessary for the online instruction. That's 7 pages. The Jack London intro is 9 minutes and 52 seconds. The Jack London readings are 5 pages and 8 pages. So you're talking about 20 pages of reading and 10 minutes-ish of watching a video in order to get the first items done on the right-hand side. So let's take a look at that. On the due complete column, you'll note that all assignments due dates will be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So you can count that on that, and it's always going to be 11:59 p.m. Nothing will ever be due on Monday. Nothing will ever be due on Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday. I'll confine all of those assignments to Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So rather than jamming it all into one day, we're kind of pacing it out over the week. Also, I should say we will not be doing synchronous classes. I should have said that up front. In other words, you don't need to be somewhere with a connection, at 6 o'clock on Wednesday for a face-to-face synchronous delivery of the class. We won't do that. Okay, so back to this to-do and complete column. All of these items, there are reading checks, there's online discussion, and then there's surveys. So All of this can be found quite easily by going to the content section of OAKS. But let's just take a look at this, and then I'll show you the content section. So in the right-hand column, you can see due dates for Tuesday, the 24th by 11:59 p.m., due dates for Thursday, the 26th by 11:59 p.m., and some due dates for Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Reading checks are 5 questions. The 5th one is a bonus. So they are multiple choice questions, timed. I think they're set at 10 minutes each, with maybe a 1-minute grace period, I believe. They are self-grading, and they'll populate your grade book with the score. But there are 5 questions, but I'm doing it out of 4, so there's a possibility to get extra credit here. And so you can actually score 125%, and that will matter when we talk about grades, because that'll bring up your average on reading checks if you can get that bonus question. The bonus question is often something referring to the video. So, for instance, in the Jack London White Silence reading check, you take that, I think 4 questions are on the story, The White Silence, and then the 5th question relates to London's biography. Okay, so reading checks due Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, you can see that. The other thing here is we'll be doing at least 2 online discussions a week. That's kind of what I'm counting on. Online discussions can be found in the content area too. We'll take a look at that momentarily. Let me just keep going here. Okay, you'll also note that there will be presentations, but they will be delivered to me by the people doing the presentations through a Dropbox, and there'll be a video file, or I'll make it into a video file. So you'll need to watch and pay attention to your fellow students' presentations, and then there'll be a survey on each of those that'll relate to the content. The surveys aren't available yet because the presentations aren't available yet, and I want to make the survey tie into the presentation. Okay, so I think the key takeaways are everything you're going to need to do in the next 7 days is listed here. And you don't have to wait to do it simply because it says there's an online discussion due on Thursday. That doesn't mean you can't do it as soon as you're ready to do it. Same goes with Sunday. So I would recommend, in fact, not putting these things off until the due dates, because then they become harder to do. So you can pace yourself. You can take your time. You can read one story, do a reading check, see how that goes. Read another story, do a reading check, and see how that goes, etc. Okay, so as I said, in the to-do column, that these things are located in OAKS. The reading checks and online discussions and surveys will be too. So let me show you where that is. Okay, so here we are in the OAKS page, and this is a student view, so this is kind of what you see. So you can go to content, and when you get there, you'll notice that I've opened up a unit over here. I call it Unit 5 because we've actually had 4 other units, although I didn't number them on the syllabus. So you can just sort of go through until you get to Unit 5, or you can always click over here and you'll see that there are 7 items here. So here they are. When you click on this, as of tomorrow morning, right, there it is, you'll go straight to the reading quiz. If you click on this, you'll get a YouTube video. These are videos I've put together, and you can click on that and play it and listen to it. Let me go back, and as you click through these things, I'm going to click on one more just so you can see something. All right. you can see a kind of progress bar up here. 2 of 9 items I've clicked on. It says complete. It doesn't know that I've completed them. I've opened them though. But here they are. Everything's here. And you get check marks too, apparently. So that's something to think about. Okay. Not sure if that's going to answer all of your questions. It is weird. I think the key idea is slow and steady wins the race. Pace yourself over time. This is better for learning anyway. And I'm going to leave it at that. Do let me know if you have questions, but this online delivery of education really requires a great deal of the learners, right? It does require good habits and that sort of thing. Okay. Okay, thanks. Good luck.